Hello there. Yeah, everything's kind of chaos right now. Let me fix this. Anyway, yes, I'm here. Sorry. It's it was there were a few things that happened. One of which, so I switched back to the refractor, and that was okay. But then the problem was I wanted to get the light pollution filter in place, which required me to kind of reconfigure things. And I had it working 20, no, like an hour ago, probably. And I spent the last hour trying to get the off axis guider working. Didn't get it working, so it was a complete waste of time. And of course, I haven't had a whole lot of what do you call it, clear skies. So hold on, I'm trying to get. I'm like, a bunch of stuff isn't running at the moment. Trying to fix that. Like the music, everything's chaos. And I'm not sure why. Anyway, oh hey. So I can't even bring the chat up on screen until I get the ticker. And I didn't get everybody's name on the ticker, so sorry. Next time I'll have it in place. Everybody who was recently became a member thanks to Seiko's generosity. And so I have this computer set up that has the OBS overlays, the chat, the background music, all of that. And I think it ran out of power, so I'm now waiting for it to boot up. And I want to do that before. Actually, I can go ahead and manually switch. We just won't have chat. I'll bring the chat on shortly. So let's see. And I can't bring up the all sky camera and all kinds of stuff. I don't know what's going on with this computer. Anyway, let me bring up. Now the good news is I did get both. I only got one. Boy, that took a long time. I only got one Seestar going today, but yeah, hold on. I think I got it. I think I got it. Sometimes computers don't do well when they, or everything takes longer when they kind of restore from hibernation. It's so slow that the battery indicator hasn't even come on yet. I feel like this has happened to me before. I have this strange sense of deja vu. Well, let me go ahead and switch to the split screen. I can actually do that. See, that's on the one hand, things are complicated. On the other hand, parts of the stream can fail, or I can even like reboot my laptop and things will still work. Or not everything fails at once. So let's see if this works. Yeah, hey, oh. Let me see how to fix this. Oh. Give me a sec. I'm gonna have to get the other problem. The other thing that makes this even more entertaining is I had redone, remember I was talking about this one monitor that wasn't very good? Well, I swapped it out, but I forgot to hook something up. We're doing this all on the fly. Oh, you know what? Will this work? Will it work? I have to say, this has got to be the most entertaining misfire I've had. Funny, but not funny. On the live stream. Let's see. If I had known it would have been such chaos, I would have waited a few more minutes on the live stream start. Oh man, will this work? I hope so. Let me see. How do I get... How can I get... This might be a bit much, but... This might be my strangest, like I say. We might be getting closer. It's like live TV, live streams. There, we have something. Now, the question is, do I have... So I can actually bring the live stream on. So, hello. Oh, wait. Before I lose chat, hello ABC Cinema, hello Turf, hello Dark Shades, hello Michael Evans. Thank you all for your patience. Hello Donkulus, hello Icarus. Oh, you got your Seestar last Monday. Congratulations. Have you had much chance to use it yet? Hello Hein, hello Jeff. Hello, Stan. Flux capacitor ran out of fuel. I think so. Yeah, it does happen behind the scenes. Yeah. This was a little more behind the scenes than I expected. Yeah. So what happened is I still haven't figured out if I've got. Let me see. Okay. I'll explain in a moment. This is going to be awkward until I sort it out. But what happened is I had like a monitor that I was using to kind of monitor the stream. And then I had like this old 24-inch monitor. Oh, crap. We've got... Do you see on the all-sky camera there's some clouds? Hopefully it's just a transient thing. Anyway, long story short, I had a splitter that went into the monitor and onto the stream so I could see what I was doing. Well, the splitter isn't working, so I have my laptop just going right out onto the stream, and I can like see it in preview, but this is going to be awkward, but it'll be better than nothing. Let me get over here and let's get going on this. Until I get this sorted. Okay. This one. Okay. So yeah, if you see all the way over here, I've actually got it kind of pointing at Orion. This is the telescope, the refractor, and I actually got the SV filter on it. Yeah, 100% tech is tech. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should. The chaos. Yeah, the faces involved. Yeah, focus to Erewhon. Hello, Misty McLean. Good evening. Stellar mate. It's very normal. Yeah, and then while I was setting up, talk about the comedy of errors, I ended up unplugging the mini PC and the mount, and the mount like lost its mind, unfortunately. So it ended up getting really confused as to where it was. So what we're going to try to do, I'm going to get this thing going, hopefully. Oh, shoot. Nope, wrong way. Oh, and you know the other problem, I have this set to... I have it set to like an 8-second exposure. And once this kind of settles... Yeah, and because the mount kind of lost its... It got really confused. Since it got really confused, I ended up having to like shut some things down and try again and stuff. It was annoying. Okay, cool. But unfortunately, you see some clouds starting to roll in on the all sky, which is kind of annoying. But I had wanted to at least... so this is just a live view. Let me turn down the gain a bit. We'll see if we can work around. I wanted to at least get this going, but just a comedy of errors today. Oh man. Well, while that is trying to get some frames, wait, where's my mouse? Here we are. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you have an account on are you on the Discord server? Because we have oh, your adventures with Ginger. Okay. Well, hello. um yeah, so do you have an account on the Discord server? Because like that's a place where sometimes we share photos and stuff. Yeah. Sorry, it's kind of chaotic here. Like looking at the all sky camera. And I had gotten the Seestar. You can't see it, but it's kind of out of frame. Kind of below, down here. And it claimed, oh, it's kind of annoying. Oh, okay, yeah. If you haven't joined, most of my live streams aren't quite so chaotic, but you know how it goes. The other thing that's kind of a bummer is like we have this weird weather pattern where it's clear like it's clear in the afternoon and then clouds start rolling in just after, well, 2.5 hours after sunset. I was hoping it looked like it wouldn't be till 10, like another hour and a half from now, but we'll see. Because sometimes these clouds end up being kind of just temporary. Hey Dave, how's it going? Wait, what happened? Okay. Hey, sorry. I'm like glitching over here. Don't know what's happening. But hey there, how's it going, Dave? Was watching your live stream earlier today. Dave, yeah, murder those clouds. Could you do something about that? Could you like, is there some kind of 3D printed thing you can do, or some kind of cloud dissipator or something? We need to work on that. That would be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I need more. Yeah, I might be getting in kind of over my head here. Not over my head, but so I didn't have both Seestars set up because, well, so I think I mentioned on the previous live stream the tripod that I had been using for that big reflector was a little shaky, and I realized that I put a pier extension on it, and I realized I think I was exceeding its capacity. And so its weight capacity, like it was flexing a lot, and I noticed it when it was slewing, like doing a meridian flip. The whole tripod was flexing a little bit visibly, and so I was thinking that's not great. So I ordered a new kind of off-brand tripod that's rated for enough, and so that arrives tomorrow, and so I'm going to have like a separate setup for the refractor and the reflector, except for the imaging train, which anyway. Okay, nice, great. Yeah, I did. You're right. You're right. I've exponentially complicated my life. It was so much easier. But the problem is I had like the refractor, and I felt like I guess I could have sold it or something, but instead I got the bright idea that I'm like, I'll use it on the stream too. Yeah. But yeah, buy more fans for the clouds. That would be great. Yeah. Oh, really? EQ mode in the next beta. So the refractor is a it's an Apertura 75Q. So it's actually let me see what this is doing. Need to. It's really complicated because this monitor is what you see on the stream is like a third monitor, but I can't actually see it except in like in the stream preview. Actually, even in spite of the clouds, well, you can tell it's clouds, but it's actually some details coming through. Okay, now I need to could have an inch of ice over everything. Yeah, that would be look, we had a little bit of snow, but that all melted within a couple of days, like a couple weeks back. And I don't think we'll have any more. So let's see. Let me see if I can do something with the Seestar, because it is out there. Trust me, it's hiding. It's not hiding. It's just it's on a tripod that's not very tall, and the problem is I had something else. I had a mount on there. I should have swapped out and put the the Seestar on it. This is gonna be a nightmare. So I'm just gonna pull this over real quick. All right, so I'm a little concerned about all these clouds coming through. So here's the view of the clouds. Yeah, it's a little shy. Yeah, just a little shy. This hobbit of telescopes. I like that. It's like it's there. You just can't see it. It's the Seestar. It's I have the S50. So I haven't gotten an S30 yet. Although based on what Cosmic Ray, the results he's getting with his, I think it could be. You never know. But yeah, so I was trying to. So like there were these scattered clouds, and it was kind of misleading because just before sunset, it actually was like completely clear here. So whatever those things were, they weren't like super visible. And so I don't know what this is that's going through right now. Like I'm not sure what's showing up in the all sky camera, because it's not doesn't look like it's very substantial. Hold on. I put it on the wrong monitor. Yeah, yet, exactly. Yet being the key word. So let's see if we can actually get this pointing at something. Wonder where is. Let's see. See, the moon is actually not currently in the sky. It's out of. It's behind. Sorry, it's in the sky. It's behind a building. Yeah, you might be. You might be right that my. And so the other side effect of I'm leaning over more than usual because I had swapped out this keyboard. I'd been using a small keyboard, a one without the numeric keypad. And then I'm like, I use a full-size keyboard sometimes, and so I was like, oh, I'll just set that small keyboard aside. And now I remember why I had the small keyboard, because I can't easily have the mic, and so I was like kind of leaning so I could get to the keyboard. So again, and it's unfortunate that like the weather is not going to be like, theoretically I might have another window tomorrow. And I guess, I mean, the good thing is I got the imaging system working. I mean, you can kind of see, even though the clouds are in place. Oh, so yeah, this actually has a dual narrowband filter on it. So it's got the SV Boni. And earlier when I was looking at it, it was, before I went down the rabbit hole of trying to get the guide camera working, the results it was giving were pretty reasonable. Like this, a lot of this is clouds, and this right here, I realized as part of getting the guide camera, I was messing around with the prism for the off-axis guider, and I think I have it rotated, and it's kind of obstructing. Again, comedy of errors. So let me go over here. Actually, there was something I was going to check. I have like, problem is now I have like a bunch of monitors here. Let me try to, okay. Since my skies are so lousy right now, I see, wow, well that's cool. I see that both Destin and Turf have things up, so I'm gonna pull those over while I'm still trying to sort out the chaos on my side. There we go. Wow, that's a really good result. So I had seen just very briefly before the stream started that Turf was hold on, give me a sec. I have like, I should have tested out the monitors before the stream, but okay. So I see that, so Turf had was imaging Jupiter, and I briefly caught view of it before, while I was downstairs trying to fix the telescope. I don't know who is copying my icons I keep sending. Emoting back and forth. Scopes are cloud magnets. Able 13. Let's look that up. Calliope music. I like Calliope music. I'd have to find some copyright-free Calliope music. Scope in an observatory. It's worse. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Yeah, okay. Well, but for future reference, I'm gonna check that out. Let's look at that. And Able 13. What in the world? Oh. See, I don't know how well that would work with my I mean, maybe with a narrow band I could get it. Speaking of which, let me see how that's doing. I mean, it's not fantastic, but given how many clouds have been going through, it's not and given that I have the prism from the off-axis guider in the way, it's not a total disaster. It's just a partial disaster. Plus, I might have knocked focus out while I was... But the good thing is I've gotten, what do you call it? I did get the focusers. And so even though there's going to be some cloudy weather, I'm going to get the focusers in place. And what I need to do is what Dave did, or I saw him doing, where he was testing out the telescope he built during the day on a distant mountain. I don't have a distant mountain, but I can see distant skyscrapers, so I should do that during the day, maybe with the off-axis guider, to try to get that focus sorted out. Hold on. The problem is it's very confusing the way I have this set up. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Man, look at those clouds. That is grim. Let me go, let me pull up, yeah, I was kind of bummed. Destin, Stephen Fox was streaming this earlier today, and I was watching it, and this is like a very active sunspot group, and I was kind of bummed that it's about to rotate off the near side of the sun, because I would hope to get a little bit more time with the solar telescope on it, but looks like it'll be gone by the time we get clear weather again. Although maybe during the day tomorrow it'll be clear. I'd hoped to actually do it today, but it ended up cloudy all day in the middle of the day. And what's this on the left side? Is that the guide camera? Like that Jupiter is very nice. Very, very nice. Let me, I'm gonna move the, while I have that up on the screen, I'm gonna move this off screen so I can try to sort out some things. And I might, speaking of sorting out things, I might end up sorting out, okay, it was the guide camera. Cool. Yeah. Well, I think it was kind of, you know, trying stuff with the harmonic drive, but yeah, no, I mean, you could put a different motor on it, but the whole setup is really, really cool. Particularly, I don't know if I'd be ambitious enough to do the focuser myself, but I am interested in doing the reflector. I did mention that I'd probably get help from one of my. I mentioned in Discord earlier today that I'd probably get help from one of my kids, because I could do the 3D printing, but I'd probably end up epoxying myself to the telescope, which although that could make for some comedy, that may not for others, it may not be so funny for me. It's like walking into a hospital with like a telescope attached to your hand. It's like, can you set that telescope down? It's like, no, that's why I'm here. Yeah, look at that. Those clouds. So there were actually, oh, sorry, hold on a second. All right. I was just looking to see if I could find live stack. recap. Today is the 6th. Did I? Hold on, sorry. Yeah, see, I thought when was that? That was earlier. Sorry, I'm just looking through. Huh. Anyway, sorry. I thought I had something to show, but I don't. Finding a telescope. Yeah. No comments from me. Yeah, get back to the dark side. Yeah, and see, this is one thing that I'm looking forward to with this. If I can get the guiding working, is I feel like the refractor I have, since it does have a very narrow band, since it has like a fairly narrow band pass, dual narrow band filter, I do think that and a reasonably wide field of view, I do think I could get some dark nebulas. It'll be challenging, but and actually I was looking on Dave's live stream with the, granted it was a 4.5 inch astrograph Newtonian, but the images he got of Orion were quite good, and it was from Portal 9 as well, so I think that's also kind of inspiring me to want to try to get my refractor kind of up and going. I like that sunspot group here, but like I say, I'm kind of bummed that it's going to rotate out of view. I do see, oh, I head fake. I saw like the live or the all sky camera briefly had a bit of blue, but now more clouds. Let me see. You know, one thing I might do, because this keyboard is kind of getting on my nerves, I might rewire some stuff. I'm not passing it through the monitor here. At least not this time. Okay, and see, this is the smaller keyboard, so I don't have to lean over as much. Let me confusingly yeah, it sometimes, I mean, I only do it on clear days, but yeah, sometimes it takes a while. I mean, well, so I take that back. I actually have a room, or there's a room right off of kind of the patio, and I have kind of the telescopes stuffed in a corner there, and I bring them in. Well, like the Seestars, I bring them in on the tripod. For the telescopes, I take the telescope off the mount, bring it in, set it down on a chair, bring in the mount, and only the one mount kind of can be tricky a bit, or the one tripod, and then I put the telescope back on there. So they're pretty much just kind of sitting there, ready to go. I don't redo everything because it would take so long. Yeah, rewire a system. Yeah, well, and the problem was I was like redoing stuff during the day, and I shouldn't have. Okay, which is this mouse? I'm gonna undo this mouse. I have two. I had a mouse and a trackball plugged in, so I'm unplugging one of them. There. Now I've got a keyboard more compact right in front of me. So that's good. I still need to have a better setup for the asking for a blue screen. You know, I forget what I was doing recently. I actually crashed my my Mac, which doesn't happen that often, but it was not very happy with me. All right. Sorry, I'm just cool. Oh, my I forgot about one of the downsides of redoing my my desk is I have a lot more room, and so all my kind of like random little things, some of which I didn't have or that I had boxed up a while back, I've been able to pull out, and they're kind of off camera, including the wooden friend, my assistant. So I mean, that's actually good that I can have it sitting right here on the keyboard, or on the laptop, kind of the front part of it, where next to the touchpad, and it doesn't interfere, but you can actually see it. So there you go. But yeah, I could always attach it to the telescope. That would be kind of interesting. Now, what is that light on the telescope? Sorry, I'm just like yeah. Is that the moon? Or is it a light in the house? Anyway, so yeah, I let's see what things are going to be like, because ideally this has been kind of chaotic today. See, it's the same junk. Hold on. Let me bring up what I was looking at. I'm gonna really have to fix this part of it, because I have a monitor here, the one that has like the preview, and so I can see what's going out onto the stream, but it's actually a virtual. Oh, you know what? I can switch it. It's a virtual monitor, and the problem is it's really confusing me, because I'm like, I see it over there, but the mouse I have to move it over there to control it. It's overly complicated. I need to simplify things. Wow. That is... How many monitors does a person need? Okay, okay, that was probably another problem I was having. Anyway, I'm just talking to myself, talking aloud. Okay. Now will this actually be better? Maybe not. Okay. Where's the mouse? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I just wasn't seeing it. Cool. Okay, so that's a little less confusing to me. All right. Yeah, so looking at the weather here. Oh, I think that's part of the reason why is I have it kind of offset. Like this is, it was supposedly going to be clear, and originally it was saying till like 10, but obviously based on the all sky camera, that was not the case. And it looks like it might be a similar story tomorrow, but like, look at this. This is just like not ideal for astronomy where, because the sun sets here like around 6 and then by 7, it's finally dark enough to do something. But then the clouds roll in, and the fact that it's like that way today and tomorrow and Saturday, and then like it's going to rain all week. So I will probably do a live stream during the week next week. Actually, I'll probably do one on Saturday. If it ends up being clear, fine. If not, I'll just do some photo processing or some other stuff. Maybe I'll kind of, yeah, I have, well, that's not showing up. Maybe I'll do some stuff. Yeah, I'll probably do some photo processing maybe. I've got a backlog of stuff to get through. And next week I'm planning on doing kind of some unusual live stream, so we'll see how that goes. I'm like, I keep losing my mouse here. I may have to reintroduce myself to the family. Oh, they see plenty of me. They and plus in the evening everybody's like gaming or something, so it's fine. It is funny because like one of the kids will be up late gaming and I'll come down at like 2 in the morning to bring in my telescopes and they're like, wait, you're still up? Like, yep. Yeah. I'll take a look at it. It's just kind of, like I say, things have been chaotic here. Still kind of bummed about the weather, but thanks to Turf and Stephen Fox, we have some nice. We have a southern hemisphere sun to look at. Well, it's the same sun, but from a yeah, the sunspots for the sunspot group for us would be on the kind of the right side of the sun, and then that is a nice Jupiter. Very nice. One of the things. Oh yeah, and then adding to the comedy of errors when I was trying to plug in the computer that does the overlays and the all sky right now, I accidentally turned off the this power kind of surge suppressor I have on the desk, and it like my Raspberry Pi ended up crashing. So I was like, oh great. I have a problem. Like I keep losing the mouse. The filter. I believe he's just using the stock filter. That comes with the Seestar. Yeah, Jupiter. Well, I mean, I mean, this is pretty good. Like you wouldn't necessarily get like this level of, I mean, you wouldn't get this level of detail with like the Seestar. I mean, this is pretty good. You can actually see details in the bands and the clouds. I'm still having a problem with, I think, oh, interesting. That's really weird. I think I still have something confused. Yeah, stock filter, okay. Did I? There we go. Oh, I dismissed it, and that's the other thing. That's a lot. The thing I use for the overlays is lagging today. Man, chaos. Oh, and then I keep seeing like these kind of dark gaps in the clouds, and I'm like, is it actually going to clear for a little bit? And then it's like, nope. Oh, maybe. Never know. Let me see. Shockingly, that Orion is still stacking. It's just really, really washed out. It's like super washed out. Probably because if it's shooting a nebula through clouds is not a does not make for a good experience. Oh man. Yeah. See, I'd almost rather roll in at sunset than roll in after I have like all my gear kind of out and polar lined. And I mean, that was the other thing. I actually was able to run through the polar alignment. Like I was having all these problems with the reflector with plate solving, and I was actually able to the refractor, I don't have these issues because it's much wider field and it's faster. Anyway, so I went through the plate solving, the 3-point alignment in Nina, and I was able to get it down to a few arc minutes of being aligned, which was cool. But then, yeah, then I wasted time on the guide camera. So again, I need to do what Dave did and work on that during the day rather than trying to do it at night. Don't know why I did that, but just trying to figure out if there's some. Yeah, so you mentioned that. I had never considered it before, mostly because I wasn't sure if there was an optimal place. But to be honest, I'm so used to the view I have that moving it to a different spot really doesn't buy, like it's a trade-off wherever I put it in the backyard. And so, yeah, I'm actually thinking about that now. I was talking to Turf about what he does, and I'm actually thinking of getting especially for the like the Seestars I can still bring in and out, of course, but like the refractor is okay, that's pretty easy, but the reflector is kind of a pain if I end up putting like a guide scope on it. It's just getting heavier and heavier, and the guide scope I was looking at adding is going to be even heavier, or I mean it's not going to be a small guide scope, and so I'm afraid that it's just getting really unwieldy. And the mount and the head and stuff. So yeah, I might put something in the backyard, honestly. Yeah, that's true. I could have more than one. Starting on a mini. Oh, roll off roof. Oh, nice. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I don't have I don't have that kind of space in my backyard, unfortunately. I've got like, I have an urban, like, not quite a garden. I mean, it's a garden. It's big enough for a garden, but it's not very big. Oh, nice, nice. Hello, JF. Welcome. That's cool. Yeah, M78. Yeah, I'm. And that's the thing with this narrowband filter on the refractor. I am looking forward to trying to image some targets that I've imaged with the Seestar, but I want to compare it with this setup. I mean, because it is a cooled camera, and it's got, like I say, a narrower band pass than the Seestar. So 6x6. That's cool. Yeah, he has a small yard. I have seen that, and he has a dome back there. I think it's more. Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem is just the layout of our yard. I don't know if there's a good spot for it. But I am thinking about a pier, a simple pier, kind of in the back corner. Oh, hello, Seiko. How's it going? As you can see from the all-sky camera, I got everything set up, and then clouds started rolling in. So we're looking at Turf and Steven's Seestar. Oh, Steven's Seestar and Turf's C8. Yeah, but I did switch over, as you can see, to the refractor, mostly because I was getting, once I put the pier extension on the tripod and the mount, I actually did put the telescope on it, and it just seemed wobbly. Actually, just the tripod, I mean the head and the pier extension, because they're pretty solid metal, seemed a bit like I was exceeding the capacity of the tripod. And so I decided, I have a new tripod showing up tomorrow, theoretically. I mean, it's like shipped, it's on its way, but it's supposed to arrive tomorrow. But I decided I'm not setting up the reflector outside until I have a chance to, until the tripod shows up. Now, the good thing is, earlier today, before the stream, I was fiddling around with the imaging train, and I actually had the right combination of adapters and rings that I was able to get the filter drawer on the imaging train. I ended up having to flip the off-axis guider around. Not flip it around the prism itself, but it came with two plates that are slightly different size, and I had put them on one side, but I ended up flipping them the other way, and then I had the right set of adapter rings to get it all working and to be able to focus. That was the bigger thing. Like I could have done it on the reflector, but the refractor, it didn't have, like, it was more than 55 millimeters of back focus, so it just didn't work. But now it does. But I ended up losing focus on the guide camera, and so I need to mess around with that. And while I was doing that, I ended up getting the prism in the imaging train. Yeah, so that needs fixing. And the reason this looks so hazy is because I was live stacking this through clouds. So it's amazing anything showed up at all. So I'm really kind of, if I can get the off-axis guider working, and even then the guiding isn't bad. Like, this black bar is, like, I got it within a few arc minutes, and it's a wider field than the reflector. So being a little off, it's not as obvious as quickly. Anyhow, I hope to get the focus sorted on, and maybe tomorrow, if it ends up clear for a little bit, I could you know, do a live stream and at least start doing some observing, because I really want to test out this this dual narrowband on the refractor since I finally got it set up. I ended up imaging briefly last night on the Seestar. I did kind of some A/B tests with the Seestar with the SV Bony filter, but they were kind of inconclusive. Targets, requests for targets. Does anybody have a request? If nobody else has a suggestion, I like the idea of, I mean, you could always do Mars since that's up right now. My reflector, Turf's is a C8. The reflector I have is it's a Cassegrain, but not a Schmidt Cassegrain, so it doesn't have the front corrector plate, and it's only a 6-inch. Yeah, the wide hole. And no, I didn't have a chance to do that, and so that's another project. And maybe I'll do that if I have time tomorrow afternoon. Maybe I'll get the EIF on the refractor at least, and then try to get focus on the guide camera, and then theoretically it would be ready to go. So if I did a live stream and if it was clear at 7, I'd at least be able to hit the ground running. Yeah, clouds. Yeah. That always is annoying. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at this at the live view on the refractor, trying to see if it's able to see anything through the clouds. Oh, hey, that's funny. Like very briefly, like I cranked up the gain, and even though there's these clouds, you can kind of, I mean, this is just a live view of, it's not stacking anymore, but 5-second exposures. Sorry. Oh, nice. Those turned out well. Let's see, sorry. All right. Yeah, astro images. Yeah, I mean, there's like your I mean, how dark are your skies? Because I mean, like, yeah, I mean, your Orion looks fine. Looks I mean, that's the beauty of the Seestar. You just kind of tell what you want to image and just let it rip. And you got the Running Man up here. I always want to call it the Running Chicken, but that's a different nebula. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it that. Okay, Bortle 7.8. Yeah, I mean, it's still better than what I'm dealing with Bortle 9, but no, I mean, that looks good. And the image you made of M51 looks good. Just getting myself confused here. At just under 1,000. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can, yeah, no, I mean, that you're off to a good start. Very good start. Yeah, so just proof. I posted this in the Discord. This is, again, so frustrating. Like this was earlier, like before the live stream. I was, you know, setting things up and everything was like looking great and skies were clear, completely clear. And anyway, it's just never fails. Oh, that looks interesting. Yikes. I'm saying that because the it's just clouds over Orion and it just like went solid, like white on the camera. Was I not capturing any of that? Sorry, I was also like live stacking the moon earlier today, but I don't see where it saved it. That's unfortunate. Let's see. So bizarre. Huh. It's like I periodically see a little bit of clear in the all-sky camera, and I'll see Orion kind of coming through the clouds, or the Orion Nebula, but then disappears again. It is interesting that it's able to image anything, to be honest. What's going on with this? What are you imaging? Or is this the guide camera? Let me have a drink of water here. Such a chaotic Oh yeah, so that was another thing I actually could show. I always talk about hold on a second. Let's see. So one of the things I hadn't had as much time to work on Seestar on the Alp software recently, but I had, I need to revisit some of it again, but one of the things, let's see. Nope, nope. I'm like clicking blind over here. So one of the things that well, it wasn't just me. It was also one of the other contributors. We had been talking about basically this more general mechanism to be able to kind of hook into Alp. And so what I did was, or what we did was we added this kind of new mechanism. Let me see if I can find it. Find a good example of it. Let's see if hopefully none of these are. Okay. This one is fine. All right. So, so basically, we'll come up with like a guide for this, but the idea is certain things happen with the Seestar, like you start imaging something, or you start focusing, or you go to a different target, or you finished a target. And all of those generate inside of the Seestar these kind of events that Alp uses some of them, and Alp doesn't use other ones. But like if you, when you're on this view, like these updates here, some of these come from events, and then sometimes, well, not on this screen, but they'll be like, let me switch to live view actually. Even though it's like cloudy, we can still, the telescope's still working, and it's plugged in, so it won't fail, or at least it shouldn't. So these things down here are events. So for example, it sends this one called Pi status, because it's basically like a Raspberry Pi internally. I think that's why they call it that. And it has the temperature in degrees Celsius. What we added was, sorry, my mouse is like, we added this mechanism where you add a file that just says, okay, for an event Pi status, run this script. And this script doesn't do much, but if you go look at the output, let's see, let me bring this onto the screen. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Oh man, why isn't it letting me move a window? I have to, nope. That's really weird. Anyway, so this little program that I wrote just takes the events that are being generated and it just prints them out. So it's running, that run command is just being run over and over again for like basically all the events that are being generated, including like every once in a while you'll see like the Pi status where it's reporting on its temperature or its battery charge or whatever. So the idea is that you could run a program, so or perform an action. So one of the first things that's going to be done is to add the ability where if the temperature changes, according to the Seestar, it will pause a schedule, do an autofocus, and then resume it automatically. I mean, you'll check a box to do it, but it gives us that ability to do that. But then it basically lets you do kind of arbitrary actions. And so I created this other one just for my own purposes. Is it this one? Target complete. Yeah. So it basically looks for a save image and a stack event. And it runs this target complete, which again, like, the idea is you wouldn't have to do this yourself. Other people could do it, but if you're comfortable like writing a shell script or a Python program or whatever, you could do anything basically. And it sends you all the information it has. So what I actually wrote this little script that when the image, when an image is complete, it let me find that. It just so I don't. When an image is complete, it automatically grabs the image from the Seestar and posted it to Discord. Like basically, yeah, to this specific channel, which is live streams. So I also wrote a little example. I need to do more with it, but when the target is complete, it actually grabs the fit file. So this is the JPEG that's generated. I also wrote another bit of code that grabs the fit file and zips it up and drops it in a directory automatically. So it pulls the final stack off the Seestar and zips it up and puts it in a directory locally based on the target name. And so like there's a lot of different things that we could do with it, but I'm sure other people will come out with a lot of ideas for it. But that's something that is actually in the code right now, that's committed, but BTG, Notorious BTG is his handle. He's he wrote an initial wiki page to describe how it works, but I think it'll be Seestar about to get shout out, so time to move on. So let me bring back Discord. Oh, hello, Astro Chris. How's it going? Thanks for joining tonight, this evening. Is this Mars? Turf? Unfortunately, the image I'm looking at is so tiny. So to get into the Seestar, there are people who had early versions of it. There was a fairly easy way to get into it, to SSH into it, or to get into it and then turn on SSH. But there's ways to do it, but it's generally not supported. So yeah, so the way we've done it is via the API. So basically the app, the Seestar, their native app, talks to the Seestar using just a standard web API. And so it's just a matter of kind of sending the same commands, and plus the app, like there's some interesting things about it. The app kind of constrains what you can do sometimes, which makes sense. Like they don't want every possibility. But for example, exposure times, they support 10, 20, and 30 seconds. But really, the underlying API call just takes an arbitrary time in milliseconds. So you could make a 7.5 second exposure. You could do 15-second exposures, which actually I've done a few times. you could do, if you equatorial mounted, you could do up, or if you do it in equatorial mode, you can do up to like 60-second exposures, although it starts running into issues if you have too long of an exposure. You've moved it? Is it just, am I, maybe I'm maybe I am behind? Oh, you moved it to a different area. Right. I understand now. Sorry. So it's Mars. Nice. And I can kind of see. Sorry. I can see some of the features. I think that's the polar cap up there. What if you auto adjust the color? Sometimes it does weird things, but have you done that, or did you do that? Because sometimes it ends up doing weird things. Yeah, it's this, yeah, it's Mars in this case. Man, I keep seeing on the all sky, like it'll look like it's about to be clear and then nope. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting because like there are people who run EQ mode, like a non-standard EQ mode, but there's a way to do it, and like with Alp, you can run it in EQ mode, and a number of people do, and I've run it in 15-second exposures in EQ mode, but I find that like sometimes with some of the higher ones, it still ends up having problems, and I don't know if it's because my alignment is a little off, or it's because the Seestar is like, its tracking isn't maybe 100%. But yeah, I mean, it is nice because you get rid of field rotation, and that's huge. It really makes things like you don't get all the weird artifacts from field rotation. 20 seconds has been the sweet spot. Yeah, I wonder if darker skies would, if people with darker skies would have better luck with longer exposures, because like we both have a lot of light pollution. But man, look at that. Looks like even more clouds. I keep thinking, although it's funny, you see the clouds, but even in spite of that, I'm able to see the Orion Nebula core through all that mess that you see in the all sky camera. And it is a mess. Oh. And now it's like clearing, so I wonder. Oh, just briefly. Actually, that would be interesting. Could I do that? I changed to like a really, like a 1 second exposure to see if I could. Let me see. Just looking at. Yeah, definitely gonna have to spend some time tomorrow with the guide scope, tweaking it. Yeah. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they handle polar alignment. Like, are they going to do the kind of stuff we've done? Or I shouldn't say we, but like, um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they handle that. I agree. Man, those clouds. It is just not giving up. What's going on with this? Yeah. Yeah, I should put a label. Although Steven has a label on his New Zealand, which is cool. I'm not in New Zealand, so that's not my camera, not my Seestar. But I appreciate that Steven shared his on the Discord server, which I need to get back to plugging the Discord server. Where did I need to get back to plugging it. Like, I used to plug it a few times every live stream, but I kind of stopped doing that recently. What in the world? That's strange. Why is it doing that? It's very sorry. What I was noticing is, for some reason, it's drifting, and I'm not sure why. Like, Ryan has been like, and tracking is on, so I don't know what happened, unless the mount got bumped. Although I don't know why it would have gotten bumped. Very strange. Yeah, I'm just trying to realign things. Very strange. Why is it drifting? Hmm. Oh, I guess I'll let it drift for now, since I don't want to do anything with it, lest... Because I still don't trust that the mount isn't, like, confused. Cool. Got Mars. What's funny is, even in spite of what you can see on the all sky camera, the it is actually able to it was actually able to plate solve. Although I think it may have gotten confused now. Oh, no, 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 no. What in the world is it doing? It looks like it's... Maybe it was... Oh, it needed to flip. That's why. You can see it more on this view. It did the meridian flip. Oh, that makes sense, because yeah, that does make sense. Although it's weird, you can actually see some stars in here. So I don't know. Let's look. Let me look at this. Right. All right. Still some clouds going through. see. Let's see. Sad. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think like I've tried to keep the drop rate low. So a lot of times I'll do I've been doing like a what do you call it? That's why I was doing like 15-second exposures, because I could often reliably do it without any drops, or like a very low drop rate. Let's see. Just doing, oh neat. So even in spite of the clouds, I have it pointed at the horse head, and you can actually see the flame nebula, even though it's only doing 5-second, or not even 5-second preview exposures. So let me see if I can. I'll bring the gain back down to try to reduce the noise. Let's see. Clear. Live stack. Of course, yeah. Yes. Stephen makes a good point. If you join the Discord server, there's a live observing channel, and there's often somebody sharing an observation session, like sharing, like basically both of these are on Discord right now. So Stephen will share the sun, and then at night, his night, he's a lot of times imaging, weather permitting, imaging various southern sky targets, and then there's often someone else. There's often somebody sharing an observing session on Discord. So definitely check it out. Drop in. Sometimes we've actually had. There was one recently a few days ago where we had like 10 people kind of in Discord. So yeah, you should definitely. It's a good suggestion. Definitely should check that out, because there's always, not always, but there's often something there. 0 drops at 10 seconds. Yeah, so like I say, because I was getting 0 at 10, and I was getting some at 20. That's why I ended up trying 15. And I actually had, there were some times where I was getting like no drops at 15. So it's one of those things. And also I guess it depends on like I have very bad light pollution. So, wow. It's like it knew I was starting to image something, and it like you can start seeing the flame nebula here, but you can also see how much clouds just came through. And I was hoping by keeping the exposure time short, I could kind of work around some of the clouds, but so far it's not. It's been definitely a mixed thing. Yeah, so next week, like I say, I'm probably going to do a different kind of live stream. Maybe next Thursday, a week from today. So that might be, yeah, I still have to figure out exactly what I'm doing, but anywho. Yeah, it is funny how bright the flame nebula is, where you can see, I can see it even through the clouds and a few stacked frames it showed up. Let's see. Oh, I am so sorry. We actually have a third. There is another. Jay Kelly is imaging. Oh, and see, that was the other thing I wanted to test out. Jay Kelly had seen this software. Like I've usually I was using SharpCap, like when I was bringing up the view from the refractor, and Turf is using SharpCap to live stack the planet, live stack Mars and Jupiter. Well, it also supports deep sky live stacking, but and there's a few other programs out there, but there was a relatively new one that Jake Kelly had mentioned. Let me pull this window off screen. That he had run across on cloudy nights, I think. And what was it? Let me grab that. Yeah, it's Astro Live Stacker. It's I'll drop the link in the description, but that's what he's using. And like I say, I had meant to, if I'd had clear weather, I was going to test it out too, but we'll get to see his what it looks like. I dropped the link to it in the description. Here's their, I'll just briefly bring their website on here. It's and the thing that's kind of interesting, that I find interesting about it, is it runs on just about everything, like Raspberry Pi, Linux, Mac, Windows. So it's it looks kind of interesting, and I definitely want to try it out. But Jay Kelly already is, and that's a pretty good. Are these just from the Seestar? The images, like the Milky Way core? I mean, not Milky Way, the Andromeda galaxy core. Oh, okay. The field of view seemed a little off. Yeah, 80 millimeter. That makes sense. That's cool. I like that. I mean, it's got a good interface as far as like the stuff to the side, and then you can see the image in the middle. It's got the sliders that you tend to want to use. What do you think of it so far, Jeff? Just kind of. It's funny, because the all-sky camera is truncated, or because of the warning at the top of the window below, You can only see the counterweight pointing up. It's like, looks a little unnatural there. So you like everything, but the stuff on the side is clunky. I mean, it is kind of a, I think it's relatively new. Let's see. I mean, it's interesting because I had never heard of that. Like, this one just seemed to come out of left field. Yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. Huh. Yeah, I need to try that out. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Seiko. I'm probably won't be working on it tonight, but tomorrow I might be working on it even before. Would it work with an old DSLR? I would think so. Let me see. I mean, a lot of the live stacking software, so long as it supports, I mean, ideally you would have RAWs. But let me see about docs. Quick start guide. Auto stretch. RGB, save to disk. Quick start, everything you need. Master Dark. I don't know. Let me look at it over here, see if it... Yeah. It won't live capture. Well, okay, so if you're talking about pulling the data off the camera, off the mirrorless, or the SLR, my experience as someone who has some Canon cameras, it's kind of, yeah, it can be kind of not necessarily super smooth. Yeah, it was actually kind of a hassle. Although if you could get away, if you could find a way to like dump, like to do a tethered capture where you just dump the raw frames in a directory, then I would think you could live stack that. But I've had very mixed luck at reading stuff off my mirrorless camera and do it like with standard astronomy software. I've had very bad luck with that. Even though one of my cameras is a more recent one that actually has like the USB mode, didn't help. But maybe I didn't spend enough time on it, but looking around in the forums, it seemed like it wasn't an uncommon issue. Stack. Let's see. That was cool though. It did remind me that I wanted to test that out, but unfortunately I didn't. Keyboard, main preferences, references. Yeah, I don't see anything where they mention what file formats it takes. Sorry. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, that's cool. What was I looking for? Oh, I was looking at the docs. Scanner module. Okay, here we go. Like I say, if you found a way to get the files off the SLR into a folder, it does support JPEG, PNG, TIFF, FITS, and RAW files. Libus, and they use LibRaw, which supports a lot of cameras. Power shot. Oh, here's all the EOSs. Yeah, looks like it supports even pretty recent ones like the R7. So yeah, looks like it supports not every Canon, but a lot, all the ones I'm familiar with. So yeah. So if you can get the files in a folder, it'll load it. Hey there. Hello, SMA Sky. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I know how that goes. Sometimes you gotta catch up on your sleep. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Clouding up, gonna shut it down. That's too bad. It seems to be a recurring issue, although let's look at it. Here's Mars before it goes. And it's going. Speaking of clouded up, look at my all sky camera. That looks pretty bad. Yeah, my stack, the thing I'm running, was able to stack a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty much failing all over the place. Unsurprisingly, given those clouds. Yeah. Looks like your skies. Yeah. I mean, the night started off clear. Like I say, I'm kind of bummed that I haven't been able to use my solar telescope on this sunspot group. It's a nice big one. Yeah, the moon is very bright. Huh. So it kind of lets you adjust some of the stacking. That's interesting. And the other thing that I find potentially interesting about this one is like a number of other tools recently, it's written in Python. I mean, it's not always completely straightforward, but it would be cool if people kind of stitch together some of these tools. Like SETI Astros suite is in Python. This is in Python. Yeah, it could really be interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Grab the, have it dump out the images and then live stack it. That could be cool. Oh, your sky, that's right, you're in the rainy season. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, we're in this kind of weird weird weather pattern where well, we had the cold weather, but since kind of the cold snap ended, it's been unseasonably warm, and we get, since the Gulf is so warm, we get clouds coming off there, and like there was like a heavy fog advisory earlier in the week. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So something like that, if you have it saved to a folder, then you should be able to point something like this live stacking tool at it and process it. Yeah, there are these streams, and it frustrates me a lot that, like, I remember looking at, you know, yeah, I remember looking for stuff like that, and not looking for stuff like that, but running across that, and yeah, reels live supernova explosion. It's like, no. I mean, it'll happen eventually, but it could be tens of thousands of years from now or longer. But yeah, I don't know why people do that. The real. It's so ridiculous. Yeah. I've seen that too, where it's like some fuzzy view of Could be Venus, probably. It's just like, oh my god, look at that big blob. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, right. Yikes. Air Wi-Fi is sketchy. Next. God. What just happened? Yeah, it's like an out of focus blob. Anyway, I don't get that. Don't get it. Anyway. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Interesting. What kind of mount is it that is having an issue? Best selling winter socks. That's funny. That's really funny, especially given that where I live, where winter socks aren't really a big concern. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing because yeah, Astronomy Live. I has a video. Watch out for fake Astronomy live streams. Oh man. Oh, Nexstar 4SE. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, I mean, I had a it was actually a star tracker, and it just, I don't know what happened to it. It just stopped. It had one task to track, and it stopped. And I haven't actually figured out what the issue was. I've been meaning to disassemble it to see if it's like just fried, or if like something just like the gearing is loose or something. Anyway, I need to uh, actually step away for a second. Because I've got some heartburn. No, so I'll be right back. Hello there. I'm back. Yeah, JWST. Yeah, and then there's the ones where it's like such and such famous, or like James Webb revealed some horrible, some horror at the edge of the universe or something. Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that real PAX has 1 million followers. Kind of, yeah, it's unfortunate. Speaking of real astronomers, something that was kind of interesting today, I thought it was, at least. I posted it in Discord, but so earlier today, so the Very Large Array is the radio telescope out in yeah, actually the problem I had is I hadn't eaten something, and so I had like a little candy bar just now. But anyway, let me drop the link in the description. But speaking of non-fake astronomy stuff, the VLA, they're working on kind of their next generation radio telescopes, and they had a live stream today of the let me sorry, sometimes I double click. They had a live stream today of the they were hoisting, so they built this like next generation prototype for the VLA, which is like massive. I mean, the telescopes, the VLA telescopes are like 45 years old, and so I mean the electronics and stuff have been upgraded, but anyhow, so they're building like the next generation one, and they're not going to move on tracks. They'll be fixed, but there's going to be a lot more of them, like hundreds of them. And they're going to be part of there's going to be the core array, which is where the VLA is today in New Mexico, but then there's going to be one scattered around the US, actually around the world. But so they were doing kind of a live hoisting, and then they showed, like, while it was happening, the time lapse of some of the construction for this prototype. But what was funny, and I think they said, someone was saying this, the dish weighs 150,000 pounds or something like that, so it's quite heavy. So they're kind of taking their time during this live stream hoisting it. And what's interesting is in the background, one of the radio telescopes was moving, or one of the kind of original VLA antennas. You can see it's on a track. It was slowly moving, kind of in the background. See, it was earlier, but basically from one of the camera views, when they had two views of it. Oh yeah, see, look, there's going to be like a ton of dishes. But yeah, while they were doing this, one of the other ones was just slowly moving along in the background, because they're on these rails and they can reconfigure it. And they were moving one of the dishes. And these dishes aren't small. These are like massive. But anyway, that was kind of cool. And who funds it? It's probably National Science Foundation. Probably, well, it's the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and I think universities are involved with it. So it's probably a number of different organizations are funding it. And this is just a prototype, so who knows? Yeah, Dr. Becky's a reliable one. Reliable for astronomy. Sorry, I like the candy bar. It was. But yeah, it's NRAO is but this project's been going on for years. But initially it was just kind of figuring out like what kind of things do they need to do the science that they can't do now. And it looks somewhat like the ALMA radio telescopes, I think. No, not quite like ALMA. No, those are... I was wrong. I was thinking of something else. But those are the ALMA telescopes down in Chile. Oh, you know what was funny about that? somebody in the comments was saying that the new design is flawed because they don't have the staircase that a Hollywood actor that what was it they said, like Roy Schneider or some other Hollywood person can like dramatically, you know, run up the stairs on it. I thought that was funny. So yeah, because it's been the VLA's been in a few movies over the years, and it was like in the original Cosmos TV series back in the 80s. But yeah, this is going to be a huge project. It'll probably take a long time to do. But pretty cool. Well, so that was the funny thing. People were asking, like, once they build the next generation, what's going to happen with the original ones, and someone was like offering to pick it up, you know, and dish. And speaking of dishes, somebody was talking about like, I bet you could get HBO using that dish or stuff, things like that. People were making some funny comments about it, but yeah, some people were offering to pick up one. It's like, if you don't need the old ones anymore, I'll take one. But I was thinking, even if they gave them, let's just assume they just decided they would give them away, but you had to take one, you had to transport it. Like, no, you'd need, like, that would be a wide load kind of thing. With like a, you know, a semi. I mean, these things aren't the original ones, they're quite large. It's really hard to tell the scale of them. Yeah, here's a good photo of it. Like see the people underneath, standing underneath it. Like, you're not going to throw this in the back of a pickup truck or even an 18-wheeler. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I remember. I think I remember that. Or I didn't see it, but I remember hearing about it. Yeah, HOA. Yeah. I mean, like, look at how big this thing is. Like, yeah, attach it to the roof of your house. It's like bigger. Like, you end up shading the neighbor's houses because it's so big. Yeah, no. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, these things, and plus like the existing ones, they well, this one is, I think, the kind of the one for visitors to that you can walk up to, but like they're on these tracks, and so they move them around into different configurations. But yeah, it's just. But yeah, so here's the staircase. So no dramatic staircase on the next gen ones, I guess. So they obviously didn't. The reports they mentioned having a team of like scientists and other experts to come up with a proposal, but they obviously didn't consult with Hollywood on what would be the optimal configuration for maximum dramatic effect in movies. I tell you. But those things they are massive. Yeah. Yeah, neighborhood needs a Death Star. Yeah. Yeah. That was actually. Sorry, I'm just juggling windows and failing. Sorry, I'm okay, I was just double checking. So Stephen posted in the Discord server, which is, again, check out the Discord server if you haven't already. One of the images he took with his Seestar of NGC 3372, the Keyhole Nebula. Mosaic. That is nice. It's a target we don't get to see. Because it's too far south. That's oh. I have excuse me. I forgot to drag it onto the right monitor. So this is again a target we don't get to see straight out of the Seestar. I mean, that's such a. Yeah, there are some great southern targets that one day I hope to image. Yeah, that's really neat. 91 minutes. That's awesome. And Steven's posted some other images that are really nice from New Zealand. Close encounter with the fourth kind with your angry neighbor. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, exactly. It's a new well, and there was like something where the HOAs couldn't protest if you have, unless you're like in a historic area, they couldn't prevent you from putting up a satellite dish. You could just say, yeah, it's for cable. It's cable from Mars or something. I don't know. Cable from a nearby star systems. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. In the Chilean in the Andes, put an S30 down there. That would be cool. Yeah, one of the things about the what do you call it? There are hosting providers down in Chile, but apparently they have like a really high import duties. Oh, interesting. No, I'm looking at the all sky camera and I actually can kind of see some stars through. So it's like the frustrating level of clouds where you can kind of sometimes see things through, but mostly you can't. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Even in spite of all that, I'm I mean, granted, I can't see anything else, but I can see the bright star by I guess that's AltAz. Um, so that's coming through all the clouds, but that's about it. Yeah, it was it's a bit frustrating, a bit disappointing that that things kind of that the clouds rolled in tonight, but I'm definitely I'm definitely gonna try it again tomorrow night. Um, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do anything new technically. Um, once it's like near sunset time, because that's where I end up ending up having to repeatedly delay the start of the stream, and that's what happened today. Um, so what I really need to do is just if I'm going to get the guide camera working, I need to the guide camera works. I just need to get the focus right, and I need to get the prism right where it's not obstructing the main sensor. But to do that, I needed. I'll do it during the day. And try to focus on like a skyscraper off in the distance. And then, yeah, it's the guide camera was the main thing because everything else worked great. I mean, I was able to get a polar line within a few arc minutes. Seemed to be pretty. It seemed to be in good shape. I was running the cooler on it. It cooled well. The light pollution filter is in place, so that should be good. So really, the only thing I think I need to just shoot for starting at 7 p.m. even. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks. Like I say, I might. I know it's your weekend there, but I might be streaming tomorrow night. And thanks again for sharing your sun solar image there. That's again, I'm kind of frustrated that I haven't been able to image that sunspot group very much, because that's a nice big one. But yeah, it looks like tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow things should be. Yeah, I mean, we'll try. I think what I need to also do is just have a plan in place, maybe to do what Jay Kelly started doing today. He was showing off that new live stacking program, so maybe I will work on test that out, kick the tires on it, because I could take some existing Seestar data, dump it in a directory. I could have that in place beforehand. We can kick the tires on that. Yeah, I think that might work. But that's only once the clouds roll in. And maybe I'll go ahead and get both of the Seestars out tomorrow, so we could try to maximize the time, and hopefully this window of clear skies will shift later So we'll get more than a couple hours of clear skies. But still, if I start at 7 on the dot, I could get a couple solid hours done and then move on to the next thing. But yeah, and I definitely one of the things I definitely need to do is update all the list of supporters who are courtesy of Seiko's generosity got gifted membership. Actually, Sunday looks like it might, like it wasn't showing Sunday evening being clear, so Sunday might actually be doable. Yeah, that would be great. But then there isn't anything until like next weekend, which is kind of a drag. But like I say, I think next Thursday I might be doing a live stream. Yeah, maybe I might get a video out too over the weekend. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Thanks to Turf and Jay Kelly, Jeff and Steven, who shared their telescopes after everything went sideways for me, just as the stream was starting pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video on the way out, please like. It does help the channel a lot, especially the live streams. And we will leave it at that. And thanks everybody for joining. Have a good evening and hopefully clear skies. Bye.